YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building for another last Cloudia news and information video. We are back on our usual new unit teaser style video where we're going to be getting into some very interesting details because there has been a lot of speculation about what this part 2 unit for the 3.5 year anniversary could be. A lot to unpack in this image with community comments, some discussion I've had with tweaks, so let this be a warning that spoilers are ahead. I'm going to try and keep them pretty mild, but if you don't want any information, now is your chance to click off the video. Let's start with the description that was dropped with this unit image. Here's a sneak peek at a unit that's joining Last Cloudia this week. A video will drop soon to showcase the new unit and art. What do we have in there that we can decipher? Well, the fact that they don't say, can you guess who this is, or some way or shape in asking that kind of question, is a pretty definitive sign that this is a unit that we cannot identify based on what we currently have in the game. So this is definitely not going to be a shift version of a character that we already know, or a character that we have seen the pixel sprite for in-game that just hasn't been introduced as a playable character yet. So this leads me to the question of, is this a character that we can guess based on the lore and different dialogue we've seen between the characters in story, or is this going to be just a brand new unit that we have no idea? Similar to Leona when she was introduced, similar to Ardeen. So what I want to do is dive into community comments and give you guys my opinion on what we're looking at. So first we have Semi, the lore legend, who usually is spot on with their unit guesses when we get these unit teasers. So first off, I see why a lot of people are saying Ryvern, right? You can see shirtless because we have this desert emoji here, which in the current story, Kyle is pretty much walking through a desert, pretty stranded, so pretty relevant to where we are with the main character. We've got this desert dragon, which doesn't really fit the Ryvern, but he's got the red fabric in his desert skirt, or whatever you want to call this piece of clothing here. And yes, because they told us to guess, it's probably not a unit that we have seen, like I said, in pixel form. So even if we look at Ryvern, while I do see the similarities, right, with the red being right here, he has like very little to no white in his clothing, and this belt doesn't really match the gold that we have here. I think Ryvern is a bit of a distraction. This guy has similarities, but I don't see it being Ryvern yet. Again, I'm going to stand strong with that, reinforced by the fact that they don't say, can you guess through the clues of this image who this is. Semi proposes something here. Could it be Graffle, since he's got that martial art pose and seems to be earth element? I do see this guy being earth element with the sand, right? Earth in this game comprises of anything that's kind of rock, wind. I would imagine the desert, which is why they use the desert emoji. And as we know, Graffle has a strong connection with Leona, who also attacks with the earth element. She has that skill Graffle Claw technique. Apparently Graffle has been mentioned in passing in story, just referencing as the teacher. However, I did talk to Tweaks. I went back and forth with him, asked if he had any guesses this morning. Brought up Graffle because I saw Semi and Dojo, other people in the community have brought that name up, and Tweaks is convinced that Graffle is a woman, which, I mean, they could go with a very like ripped up woman vibe here, but the definition and muscle tone and the way that Last Cloudia tends to design their female units, I don't see that being the case. And if that's true, I see this being a male figure rather than a female figure. So quite an interesting take from Tweaks that would disprove that this is Graffle. I think some people are talking about Shift Yashimaru, right? Asamu right here says Shift Yasha. Of course, Dojo goes to Graffle. A couple people throwing out Zykes, which I think is completely untrue. Obviously, if this was Shift Yashimaru or Shift Zykes, the text here would say, can you guess who this is? And there probably would be a very, very clear identification symbol or something we could determine as it is a Shift character. Considering everything I just mentioned and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, there just doesn't seem to be much of a puzzle to be put together in this case. I think with everything we just discussed, the fact that I think it's definitively not a shift version of a unit that we already have or a unit that we have seen in pixel form, I think all that's really left to assume, it leads me to the two options of it either being Graffle, since even though Graffle has been mentioned, there haven't been any showcases, there haven't been any showings of the pixel art, so could be a very brand new character, similar to Mia. Mia was another character that we never saw a version of, but when her teaser came out, they didn't say, can you guess who this is, even though Mia had been mentioned in Zykes' unit story way back when. So could it be Graffle? I do think that is possible, especially with it being Earth element. However, if Tweaks' speculation about Graffle being a female character is true, then I think the only thing left to assume is that this is just a brand new character. We have no idea who it's going to be, but they will be introduced with the update on the 27th with that new story incoming. Now that Kyle is trapped in the desert, he might meet someone new, might be this dragon martial artist who also, even though I think we assume martial artist because of the little pose, the crane pose that's got going on with the hand, you see the fingertips, but I mean, he could be wielding some kind of weapon with his other hand in the background. We don't know. So it could be a similar martial artist style unit, or it could be like, hopefully, I don't know, a freaking spear user. Give me an axe user. Give me anything that's not sword, and I will be happy with that. But that's going to be my guess, or my two guesses for who this potentially could be. Tomorrow, obviously, we'll see the reveal of who this is, whether we know, have any idea who drops in the info video tomorrow, and then hopefully some more clarification in the upcoming story that we're getting on the 27th, which is very exciting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is there any reason, anything that I'm missing here that maybe you caught on that could lead to some insight, maybe some educated guess? But from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem to be the case. Very excited for the upcoming story update. You guys know how we do on Thursday morning. Get ready for a story clearing live stream to experience the lore, see where Last Cloudia is going, and enjoy everything that they're going to add to the game. Usually with the story updates, you get a lot of new world bosses, a lot of new collectibles on the map. So very excited to see everything that they're introducing. Barlene did say this was going to be a jam-packed story update. So fingers crossed that it lives up to the hype. Course, like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications if you're new, if you're hyped for the upcoming story update in Last Cloudia, everything it's going to bring potentially. And of course, thank you to my Buddha fam for hitting that join button below and supporting your boy Buddha for $2 a month, 6 cents a day to keep me off the streets. Hopefully one day we'll achieve the goal of 1,000 Buddha fam members. I think we're currently at 150, so making our way there slowly but surely. And with all that being said, y'all know what we say, work hard, play hard. See you in the next video.